Welcome to Awakening You channel. If you appreciate what we do, please support us. Thank you. Dear ones, I am Archangel Michael. Alright, let's start a new week. A week of a lot of activity, a week in which many are preparing to play a lot, to jump a lot, to have fun. Great, this is very good for the mind. We are not against fun, we are against what you do during fun, that completely takes away your aura of light, of illumination, for those who like to play. I've already taught you, wear my cloak, wear the violet clothes and you can play as you please, as you are protected. Now this is all energy, and an energy of very high vibration, so if you start drinking, if you start taking drugs, having fun, as you say, sexually but without love, without that involvement, this all goes away. Be aware of this. So, it's not about arriving and simply saying, oh, I'm going to drink because I'm protected. No, you won't be, you will lose all protection. So understand, my brothers, I am not against it, no being of light is against fun, as long as it is done in a balanced way. It's also not that kind of fun where you don't drink, don't take drugs, don't have sexual relations with anyone, but then you go out breaking everything, you go out and start fights, you go out and cause trouble. You will lose all protection. I'm not here asking anyone to be holy, stay indoors. But you can jump, have fun as you like, there's no problem with that. The problem is what's in your heart and your attitudes. If you don't have integrity, a pure heart, playing, having fun, everything is fine, the protection will be there, and you will get home at night, you will lie down, you will take off your little violet clothes and you will be in one piece, no problem. So my brothers, play, but play responsibly, with conscience. So this week, I'm not going to say anything about Sananda. We will return to Sananda's videos after Carnival Week, that is, next month. I hope that by then you have finished reading Sananda's letters and the compliments, which are also very important. It's like I already said, you don't need to go completely internally right away, as you usually say. You read the 9 letters, and when you finish, I suggest, as I have already done here, that you take a month to study each letter. But I managed to read the letter quickly. Read as many times as necessary, because each time you read the letter, you will have a greater understanding of the subject. And it's like I said, write it down, it is important that you write down the conclusions you are reaching. Don't read the letter as if it were a romance book, you have to read the letter internally, analyzing what is being said. The letters are not easy to understand, my brothers, there is a lot of information that you have to stop and think about. And as Sananda taught, at night before going to sleep, meditate on that point that you learned. Ask Sananda to confirm, Sananda, did I understand correctly, or how should I understand this point? And you will be, or rather, you will have your answer. Because this way Sananda wants to be closer to you. Each time you meditate, each time you ask him about a certain point, you will increase his closeness to you more and more. Lose those limiting beliefs, that you are not worthy of having Sananda close to you. Sananda is pure love, he is pure energy, and he wants exactly, with these letters, to be next to each one of you. But not that side as you hold it today, that you keep in your heart, but placing him very far away, because he is a being of extreme light, so he cannot be close to you. No, don't understand it like that. Sananda exactly wants to be next to, close to, each one of you. So take your time, don't be in a hurry, the letters have already been presented. So now, it's up to you to take a long course, as if it were a graduation on Sananda. Each month you have a different subject. So when you take the course, you don't make any sense, so you have to meet that deadline that was given, to learn that material. So use the period of 1 month to study. Then there will be those who, but I couldn't understand the letter in a month. No problem, don't feel like you have little understanding because of this. The letters will resonate with you, each in your own way, each in your own time. So you don't want to think that because you didn't understand it in a month, you won't be able to understand anything else. It's not because at that point, that you are stuck, that you won't be able to walk. There is a lesson there that you are having difficulty assimilating, so that is where you will need Sananda's presence even more. Ask him for help, let him help you understand and get through that point. When I say within a month, it is a way for you to organize yourselves, but if it didn't work for some reason, no problem. You can take as long as necessary. Now I just ask each of you, don't leave the cards aside, don't abandon them, because they are very important for you at this moment. They did not arrive in your lives this way, with my help, for nothing, they arrived at the right moment in each of your evolution. So don't abandon them, don't put them aside, take as long as you need. This will be very important, because everything you still have to learn, you learned much more easily, having the energy of these cards in your lives. These letters, all of them, are energized with Sananda's energy, so the more you read them, the more you absorb his energy. So, think about how you will be at the end of reading these 9 letters. And then I advise you the following: when you read a letter, try to see if it has the complement, and interpret the complement together within this same period, so that later you don't have to go back to some issues, simply because you didn't read the complement to the letter. Start studying, or continue studying for those who are already studying. So my brothers, this is a great gift for this year 2020. You will practically spend this whole year studying these letters. Perfect. Wonderful. Whoever does this will be more than ready when they reach the end of the letters, as long as they have done it this way, with an understanding of each point. Try to spread the letters to your family members, those who are a little more open-minded. Those family members who are trapped, totally absorbed by the limiting beliefs that were passed on to them. They will have a lot of difficulty getting past letter number 1, because they didn't accept what I wrote there. They will immediately say that it is a big lie. Because I am an unattainable being, an enlightened being, and I could never have had that behavior, which I inform in letter number 1. That would be pure blasphemy, that you are reading things about the devil, is what they will say. Sananda's words. Unfortunately, my brothers, each soul is at a stage of evolution, and your older relatives are not ready for this journey, now the way you are setting out. No, I'm not saying they won't go to the 5th dimension, I'm not saying that, but they are not going through all this process that you are going through. I already said this here some time ago, some have always had an open mind, and are preparing and doing something to elevate themselves. But those who are totally stuck in their beliefs, who don't believe in any of this, there is no way to force them to understand something that their soul is not ready for. Then you might ask me, so how do they get to the 5th dimension? I already said this, they will go as a spirit, and as a spirit they will go to school, to the schools that will exist of spiritual ascension. If it is a soul that deserves to be evolved, they will go there, and learn everything you learned, here physically in the body. They will learn, as a soul, and will be ready to return to the 5th dimension, incarnating without any problems. So my brothers, the choice is up to each soul. You cannot know the destiny of every soul that is there. You may find them in the 5th dimension as spirits or not, unfortunately, it is each person's choice and path. I have said this here, and I ask you a question, who can you answer for? Who can you answer to if you are ready to go to the 5th dimension? Then many will respond, for me. In a way yes, because you are on the journey, you are doing what you are doing, you are following the instructions, the itineraries, so you are on your way. The probability of you going to the fifth dimension is enormous, if you remain firm through each event on this journey. You will be preparing more and more. Now, those around you, you cannot answer for anyone, because you do not know what that soul is, what it was. It's my brothers, it's not for despair, it's not for suffering, but you really can't point to anyone, nor can you be sure that the one who is there by your side is ready to evolve. Is it that soul's time? Has she already learned everything she had to learn for evolution? Apparently that may be so, but do you know what that soul did throughout its incarnations? My brothers, I know this is a difficult point for each of you, very difficult. Especially for those who are parents, who cannot even imagine the remote possibility of abandoning their children. Only I say to you this, you are a family, father, mother, children, in this incarnation, in this era. Each of you is an individual soul. If you all choose not to evolve, fine, but who can guarantee that you were all together? Where are you going? Who guarantees that you will meet again in other lives? That's not how it works, you don't reincarnate in the same families all the time. Souls need to move through new cultures, new languages, new customs to evolve. So what's the point of you going together if you don't stay together? It's my brothers, I know this is a very delicate subject, quite delicate. And I have always told you here that you always have to think of yourself first. That's exactly why, because every soul is a soul. Then many may ask themselves, well, I choose to go, I leave my children and I leave my husband. This could be a woman who is speaking, is an example, and she is speaking and she is the mother of some children. And I'll never hear from them again. My brothers, nothing is impossible. In the world for our Father or Mother God, nothing is impossible. Understand this, you will be in a higher dimension, and you will have gifts and powers to do many things that you cannot do today. Among these gifts and powers, you will have the gift of getting closer in a dream, for example, to whoever you want. You will be able to have this gift. Then you can be with whoever you want, not physically, but mentally, and through dreams, no problem. That soul will recognize you as a mother. Remember, you will not be talking to the physical body, because they will have another physical body. It will no longer be your son, it will no longer be your husband, but that soul. And that soul knows, because it has a connection with you, that you were once its mother, and you will be able to remember a lot. When you wake up on the other side, that body will remember a strange dream, as if it were from another life, because it doesn't remember you as its mother, but you will know who it was. So my brothers, a lot exists in the fifth dimension that you have no idea about. Many things are possible that you can't even imagine. And I will say more, being in the fifth dimension, you will have a much stronger energy, you will vibrate much higher. Then you can even help that soul to evolve, guiding, helping, so that it follows the correct path for its evolution, something she didn't do while incarnated here. And in the future, why not, he may be with you again. My brothers, everything is possible. Remember the concept of time-space that exists here in this dimension, it is very different. Many people are already imagining, wow! But how many centuries will I have to wait for that soul to evolve? You don't know how things are in higher dimensions, things work a little differently. So my brothers, think that you are evolving, you will have the chance to help them, much more than going with them. Because then everyone will stay on the same level, they will continue resonating the third dimension, and separated. No one will evolve together. Think hard about it. If necessary, make that decision, you make the right decision. You evolving will have a better chance of helping those souls than staying together with them. Think about it, my brothers. I can't deny it, this will happen. Each soul is following a path, each one is having a chance to evolve. Now if it's her choice, there's nothing you can do, and don't feel incapable because of it, Don't feel defeated, don't feel lost, because you weren't able to make her evolve. It wasn't that soul's time, it wasn't his decision. Don't keep thinking, ah, if only I had insisted a little more. No, that's not how it works. The soul has to want, the soul has to awaken, the soul has to seek the truth. It is not by you imposing that you achieve something. Quite the opposite, because when you impose, the soul revolts, and in an even greater way. So my brothers, think about it, think a lot about it. Every soul has already made a decision. Each one already made a decision when they incarnated in this era. Many changed their decision, yes, and many can still change. Don't lose hope, many can still change, because many will still awaken, but not all. Do not expect this to happen to everyone, because even those who were born as indigos, who are the oldest in this process, many were lost, many did not find the appropriate path to follow. So it's not because they are indigos that they will evolve. They had free will of the path they would follow, and they followed the wrong path. So this is not a rule, that all indigos will evolve. No, this is not a rule. They will evolve, they will also awaken those who effectively remain on the path of light, even though they are not yet smart, but they are good people, they are calm people, they will wake up at the right time. So my brothers, I'm going to repeat something I've always said, it won't be easy, I never said it would be. So this is another point that you have to internalize, and ask for help so that at the right time, you make the right decision. No one will accuse you of abandoning your family members, you made a soul choice, which is to evolve and be able to help those you left behind. This is the right choice, because with it you will be able to do a lot, for yourself, and for everyone who stayed. Now if you choose to stay, you will miss your great chance for evolution, and you won't help anyone, everyone will remain, each in a different place, following their own path. And you will have to follow a long path again, until evolution, and further, away from those you loved, because you will not stay with them. So make the right decision, because this way you will be showing your love towards them, because then yes, you will be able to help, one by one, to find the path to evolution, because you will have the light and vibration for that. Think, what is most interesting for everyone? It's as if you were going ahead to set up a beautiful house for when they arrive, this is just a way of saying it, a figurative way. So think about it, take a stand and understand that although you are fathers, mothers, siblings, and family members, each one is a soul. You are not souls that incarnate every time in the same family, each soul is a soul, and you have already incarnated in several families, in several different places on the planet, so that you could have the right experience of that incarnation. So realize how many family members you have around the world, genetically speaking. If each of you could draw a drawing of all your ancestors, it wouldn't fit on paper. Because there are many incarnations, each time in a different family. Look what you carry from each family. So your genetic load is very large, you have characteristics from thousands of ancestors, which add up over time. They are those little packages that I already mentioned, that you receive at birth. It's as if each characteristic of that father and mother adds to each other and reaches you, and adds to what you already have. Apart from what you already have with your soul, because your soul also places its characteristics in your consciousness. My brothers, this week will be full of teachings. We will not talk about Sananda. I hope you think hard about what I said here. During the week I will talk about several topics, all for you to think about. You have a lot to analyze, you have a lot to think about. Be sure of that. I am Archangel Michael. I am here to help each of you on this journey. I sincerely hope that each of you reaches the end of this journey on the train.